just fantastic experience. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
I think this experience was something completely new.
This was a great day, once in a lifetime event.
Welcome everyone. Autogefühl meets Volkswagen, a special event, a special fan meeting for all of you guys. People from 20 different nations have come to Volkswagen, to Autostadt, and we will experience a great automotive day. And also joining us, Hugh Jackman, Volkswagen member of the board and head of marketing and sales. And everything of that in full HD, full screen, full length. Let's go! The Autostadt in Wolfsburg, a perfect venue for the very first Autogefühl fan meeting, called Autogefühl meets Volkswagen. Autogefühl viewers from over 15 different nations attend this event, meet all of the Autogefühl team members, and enjoy a full day of automotive experience. Such an event has never been held before, a novelty to the whole automotive industry. The day starts with the first impressions of the vast Autostadt landscape. In the Volkswagen Pavilion, the guests directly take a look at the all-new Volkswagen Polo, exclusively just 2 weeks after the world premiere. Thomas Maischak, head of Autogefühl, welcomes the fans who literally came from all over the world. And Jürgen Stackmann, member of the Volkswagen board and head of marketing and sales, addresses the guests directly to show them the new Polo. With this new format, Stackmann also takes questions from the audience. After that, over a dozen Volkswagen product experts are available for the attendance, be it for the new Polo or also for other models. Talking of that, there are exclusive test rides with the e-mobility fleet, for example the Volkswagen e-Golf. A lot of guests are driving an electric vehicle for the very first time. Another highlight is the all-new VW Arteon, which is also available for test rides. Meanwhile, the first tours through the Autostadt start. Every Volkswagen Group brand has its own pavilion here, but there's much more, for example with the Zeithaus Museum or different exhibitions for technology inside. As a surprise, the day is concluded by the famous Werkstour, visiting VW's main factory, where of course the Golf is being built. At the end of the day, former strangers have become family, and everyone is overwhelmed. Hey, how are you doing guys? So I mean, what could there be a better fitting vehicle for our team bus for the Autogefühl meets Volkswagen event than a Volkswagen T6 here in the multivan in the special Generation 6 in the retro design, special edition, and of course with a lot of equipment in here. All the team guys can feel very comfortable, and I would say, let's go! We're going to Autostadt now. And yeah, still, you know, a lot of people applied, all 10 different countries, and I mean, of course, you never know how it's going to end, and it's the first time we're doing this, so yeah, I'm still a little bit nervous. And I think when we're all in the room, everyone is gathered together, and I see everything is like starting to work, I think then I'll get a little bit down and I'll be fine. But at the moment, everything is a little bit uncertain yet. Of course, we have a great schedule going on, but you know, you never know. So it will be very exciting as everything playing out as planned.
And I always wanted to see the Volkswagen work site production plant here.
Why are you here? because Jirgi is very interested in cars and he has Volkswagen. So he offered me like, hey, let's go to see this gonna be nice event, and it's interesting to see this famous factory.
Yeah, I really appreciate it that I am here and can enjoy this cool fan meet. And yes, also the polo. I'm very excited.
We are from Germany. Yeah. And Autogefühl was one of the most important resources for my decision to buy a Volkswagen up. And yeah, so we are here, and of course there are the several car brands of the VW AG, and we want to see new products. Yes.
But the most important is, and I'm very honored to present you Hugh Jackman.
Thank you very much for joining us today, and thanks, Thomas. He is my favorite interviewer, so we spend a lot of time together whenever we can. I told him his biggest fan. He's not here, obviously, is my son. You know, you can't have both. He has been following Thomas now sort of basically since start around sort of all of his tours and the team of Autogefühl. So thanks for joining us today. It's a great honor to have you here. So.
Is there a reason you chose a 2-litre turbo engine for the new Polo GTI? Is there any particular reason why?
Volkswagen as the industry leader, is there any alternative solutions, or what are our new ways we're trying to push from the car manufacturer's perspective to address that issue?
So, what do you think about the new Polos that we have here today?
I think it's really awesome, and I really like the new design, and especially that they put all the systems which are available in the new Golf into the small Polo.
So we're just waiting on a few of the guests taking out some of the cars to test drive, but in the meantime, please excuse the noise in the background. Apparently they're building Volkswagens here, not quite sure. Anyway, we have managed to get some people's first look at the Arteon, and it would be really nice to hear what they think about it. So, who's this we have over here? What's your name?
Joe Morano.
Joe, is this the first time you've seen?
This is literally the first time I've seen the Arteon before, yeah.
First thoughts?
Normally sort of that colour, it doesn't particularly look good on many cars, does it? But yeah, the colour definitely suits the car. The black details, obviously you've got like the gloss black spoiler. I would have gone with, like I said, the gloss black alloys myself. But it's definitely it's something that's going to get attention.
Where did you go to?
Well, the one guy didn't have his passport, so we had to find his hotel. So we got to use the sat nav, and we drove around Wolfsburg a bit to find his hotel. We dropped him out, drove around the block, picked him up again. So it was all quite fun.
Well, at least you got to have a decent run round in it then.
Yes. So I think we did a proper test drive. Got up to probably above the speed limit. So don't tell the Germans. I think they don't like that kind of thing.
Shh, we won't tell them. You won't tell them, will you? Okay, good.
Well, I only bought the e-Golf based on Thomas's review because they didn't have the e-Golf in Portugal for me to test drive. So I watched Thomas's 45-minute review about 4 times before deciding, yes, I'll buy that car.
My girlfriend and I, we decided her next car should be or will be an electrical car.
So we've just found another one of our guests to talk to. This is, I think, AJ, is it?
Hi, I am Autogefühl's biggest #1 fan. I'm so happy to be here. It's so great to meet you, Brian. I'm such a big fan.
I just want to hug you. Is that okay?
Brian, Are you single, Brian? Is that a personal question to ask? I don't know, because I think
it is a personal
it's a dream come
question.
true for me, and
well,
I don't know how I feel right now.
What can I say?
Cars.
Do you know what? Actually, I'm so happy to see you here today, AJ, because this represents an excellent opportunity for me to address something the viewers have been mentioning for some time now. Let's take a look at the cut of this jacket, shall we? We can all agree that this jacket is an appropriate length for this person. Now, some of the viewers may have mentioned on occasion that my jacket does not have the same flow and cut that AJ's is currently representing. And this is because I have an oddly shaped body. But there are two things that I want to say about this. One, they don't make trousers any shorter than I currently buy them. So these are 29-inch trousers. I don't have that in metric, but they don't make them any shorter. So that's my legs. That's how they work. And as for my torso, I like the jacket. It's comfortable. I don't think it looks that bad. Does it look that bad?
I really, first of all, don't know.
There we go. That's an endorsement. So,
I know cars.
Guys,
I don't know jackets.
Here's what I'll tell you right now. Okay, if you want to send anything to Autogefuehl, I will wear it, provided, this is important, it can't contain political statements or be offensive to anyone. But I think beyond that, yeah, I'll wear it in a review. You send it in, I'll wear it in a review. If you're that distressed about what I wear, then please feel free. So, as you'll know from previous clips, part of our frustration about always being in different places at different times is that we never get to spend as much time together to talk about cars as we would like. And obviously, there are always going to be the questions asked about who's the better driver, who isn't the better driver. I've seen AJ's clips. He looks pretty tasty behind the wheel to me. I think a lot of people would like to know if I could take you on, buddy. What do you think about that?
Brian, I don't want to embarrass you in front of everybody, but, you know, I am the better driver. And we don't need to settle this, but since you're not going to agree with me, I think there's only one way to do this.
You know what? We are sitting in the brand new Arteon. It's not got a bad engine on it. It's not got bad performance. What do you say we sort this out for once and for all?
I have something a little bit better in mind.
So before we get started, I think it's quite important that we organise some ground rules, AJ. You know, there was a lot of contention in Formula One last year about some of the driving concerned. And what I don't want to see is bad sport because I'm winning and then you try and aggressively push me off the track. These are not small machines. Well, they are small machines. They're not that small. So do I have your word you'll drive like a gentleman?
Brian, it sounds to me like you're making too many excuses. Because you already know that you're going to lose. How about we just race? Let's get into position. Seems like I've got the faster car, Brian.
Now, I think it's very important to point out, as safety is always our first consideration in these films that we make. And although this may look very simple, you can imagine that we have had a lot of training to make sure that we are safe and capable of driving the course that we're currently on. Now, you may see that AJ is using quite an advanced driving technique known as cheating. In order to try and improve his advantage here, I will not be allowing him to do that by using some special driving techniques, also of my own. So we're just standing in the main atrium waiting for the tour of the Autostadt to start. But I have been joined by...
Yuan, my name.
Yuan?
Yeah.
And I think you've just been driving the e-Golf, is that right?
Yes. Pretty amazing car, actually.
Did you drive around here or did you go out around Wolfsburg itself?
Yeah, outside, small tour. So, yeah, not with high speed, but 50 to 80, 90, yeah, we have done this.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Yuan. 50, 80, 90, 130, somewhere around there. So, Thomas, tell us a little bit about your jacket.
Oh, my jacket. Is it fancy? I hope so.
Would you say it's too short at all?
Ah, that one. No, I think it's actually exactly right. You know, you see a little bit of the shirt below, but I know someone who is famous for very, very long jackets.
So Thomas thinks this jacket is of an appropriate length. We already had the opportunity to have a look at AJ's. Please chime in with your comments. Is this jacket too short? Give us a quick 12, Thomas.
AJ's or mine?
Your jacket. I would describe this as sartorial elegance. Is the classic Thomas look. But I'm just trying to get a feel for the next jacket here. Slightly longer here, slightly shorter here. So please let us know in your comments. Really, what jacket should we be looking for?
And by the way, we can also donate on Patreon. So, as soon as we get enough money, then Brian can actually buy a new jacket. That would maybe a good idea.
We've already established I can't buy jackets, so I think it would only make sense then for Thomas. If the viewers now should decide who has the better styling here on the jacket, AJ or Thomas, and then maybe they can help me to.
Put up a vote and
maybe they can help me to find a jacket that the viewers will find acceptable.
Let's do that. So let's put up a vote and then, you know, thumbs up for that.
Perfect. We're just in the design hall of the Autostadt, and here we have an opportunity to see different elements of design as Volkswagen applies them. This is a stripped out back of an Audi A6. It's very nice. They want to take us through the individual stages of production. So this is the first stage of production, and we can see here how heavy machine presses are used to exactly form the parts of the car as they come together. Moving slightly further along, well, let's see if anyone can guess what this is. I'll give you a clue. It has 700 horsepower. Yeah, you guessed it. It's a Lamborghini. Well, this is about as much of a Lamborghini as I could afford anyway. But this gives you an idea as how they go about producing what they call small series production features. So this is new and innovative types of technology which are being added to the design of the car over time. Slightly further down, we can see how welding takes place. This huge arm is just part of an automated car plant, doing spot welding on individual panels, putting them together. This is the last stage of production before we move on to the final piece, which is, of course, the paint. So clearly you don't just go with a single coat of paint on top of the metal. Several base layers have to be put on first. And paint today is obviously a lot more hard-wearing and long-lasting than it was traditionally, and a lot of that is in the chemical construction of the undercoats and the finished layer. Cars today look great when they're released, but thanks to advances in technology, they should stay looking that way for considerably longer. So this is the Skoda Octavia, but clearly we're not all done at the paint. The next comes the individualization of the car, and for that, we have a cutaway Bentley flag spur. Let's take a look. Well, sadly, once again, we're out of my price range, but possibly not Thomas's. We do have a review of this, a full review of this on Autogefuehl, so you can check that out if you'd like. Here we can see how some of those individual components that make the car what it is come together. The roof liner, I think, in particular is interesting because this just isn't a detail of your car that you will be familiar with seeing. We can see the airbags here and how they actually sit within the construction, and there's lots of sound deadening fabric utilized here as well to make sure the ride is that much bit more comfortable. Coming down, you can see how the transmission hub fits into the design of the chassis, but how also it's finished off with the interior to make the overall look and feel effortless. What they really don't want you to do is to sit in this car having a sense of the industrial, hard-wearing materials underneath, clearly giving the car its support and structure. And I think you can agree that's not what you're going to be thinking about when you're sitting in a Bentley. Well, we've shown you a Bentley, so only seems fair that now we show you a Porsche. But I've never seen a Porsche that looks quite like this before. As we did with the back, we can now get a sense with a full cutaway of exactly what goes together to make a Porsche in the front. It's really nice to be able to get a look at the components without everything laid on top of them. It's actually a lot simpler than I would have imagined. The design is very economical. Obviously, you would imagine that's quite important with a Porsche because we are talking about a performance car that needs to concentrate on what it delivers. And you can really get that sense from what we can see here. The wiring is pretty limited and nothing is here that isn't there to do a job. That's my favorite bit. That's how we get the power directly from the engine going straight through to the wheels. And talking of the engine, we come around to the front. Oh yes. Well, remember I was just saying only moments ago of how straightforward and simple everything looked? I don't think you could say that anymore. This is what a Porsche engine looks like when chopped in two. Gosh, that's really quite impressive. We've actually just been joined by AJ, and I have to ask, AJ, have you seen a Porsche engine like this before?
No, and it kind of breaks my heart to see such. So there's a Porsche, there's a Bentley, there's a Lamborghini Aventador, all these cars cut in half. If they were going to cut it in half, they should have just given it to me instead. But, I mean, you can see so many things that we always talk about in our reviews, I mean, that we never get to see like this before. So, for example, air suspension, the strut, and these are the linkages for the suspension, and, you know, this is what will be adaptable, and you can set this to stiff for sporty riding or soft for comfortable riding. This is the V8 cutout, and you can see the supercharger over here, and the exhaust manifold, the valves for the intake and exhaust, and I mean, it's incredible. You can spend an hour just looking through everything. I mean, of course, I don't know exactly everything, what's what, and I hope I got those right, but I mean, it's fantastic. I remember when I was driving the Ibiza, somebody was also asking me to kind of explain about the torque steer that I was talking about. So here we have a cutout of the Volkswagen GTI, the Golf. So this is a transverse mounted engine, so the engine is this way, not longitudinally like this way, so it's mounted side to side, and it's a front wheel drive car. So because of that, this is basically the transaxle, which is a combination of the gearbox and the differential. They're both combined together. And so the engine is going to be to one side connected to this, the transaxle, and because this is offset to one side, as you can see to the left-hand side of the engine bay, this beam and this angle for the drive shaft to the left wheel is a different length and size as compared to the drive shaft that comes from here, which goes to the right wheel. And you can already see the thickness of this drive shaft is a little bit more than the thickness of the shaft on the other side. That's because this angle and the torsional rigidity is what is very important. Under heavy acceleration, these drive shafts twist to different extents, and that's why one wheel spins a little bit faster than the other, and that's what causes a front wheel drive hot hatch to, you know, torque steer. And there's so many ways, like these knuckle joints over here, and again the bigger shaft on the right side as compared to the thinner shaft on the left side. These are used to kind of balance this effect and keep it accelerating in a straight line. Like, for example, the new Civic Type R. I think they've done a phenomenal job in pretty much eradicating torque steer altogether.
Actually, before today, I was not considering buying an electric car, but after today, I say this may be possible.
So, tell us, what do you think about the day? What did you experience?
Well, first of all, it was a great experience. It was, I think, a once-in-a-life experience that I'll never experience something like this again. And it was especially awesome because my friend just recently introduced me to your channel. He said, "Hey, look at this channel, watch some videos. Do you like it?" It was just like, yeah, I do. They make really good content. He was like, "Yeah, well, in 2 weeks they've got a cool event. Should I sign us up?" I was just like, "Yeah, let's try our luck." And I was really excited when he texted me that we actually got accepted. looking for a car, and I'm looking for an affordable car that still has some character that I can like also show to people. That's still a thing, and the Polo really impressed me.
Yes, we have visited the Autostadt because we wanted to see the brand new Polo, and we got a clear overview about the car and about the engines. It was very nice. We also had the possibility to drive electric cars, the E-Up and the E-Golf, which were presented a few months ago, for example. Yes, and it was very special, and thank you very much for your invitation.
And we came here to see also the new Polo. It was great, so thank you for the invitation. And also to see the new Golf GTE.
I came here mainly because of the channel, because of you guys. I really appreciate that you do very high quality content, very in-depth reviews. You present your very objective opinion, and I really like this approach. And even if the event was in the park, when we were sitting on the benches, I would still have come. So Volkswagen and this event and the whole Autostadt was a very big bonus for me. And I enjoyed it a lot.
I like developing people.
I'm so sorry I have to disturb this great conversation here, but we need another interview with you.
Okay.
So maybe just, as a brief summary for the day.
You sure you want to do it with him?
How was your experience? And when you go back to the US now, what did you take with you?
Honestly, I was invited by my friend G here literally about a week and a half ago, and I had no idea what to expect when I came here. But it's about cars, and if you love cars, which we all do, if you're watching this, you're a car lover. So I had the chance to go to the Volkswagen, it's like Disney World for the car guy. Relative to Volkswagen, I had a chance to walk through or see the actual factory floor. You can't turn that away. And it didn't disappoint at all. I mean, it was a fantastic experience. I had no idea that something like this actually even existed.
I travel with my friend Alex here from Connecticut in the US. We know, the first event with Autogefühl is in Germany, is in Wolfsburg. It's very far for us, but we did it anyways because we really truly appreciate the whole crew's hard work into the work that you do, and that shows us that you really care about the things we all share to love. And right now I'm doing this, in a heartbeat, and it's crazy because I just had a baby, and right now I miss her dearly at this moment. But I don't regret, because this turned out to be a great success, especially this is the first time you guys are doing it. For the folks who's watching this right now, that I'm sorry you couldn't make it, but this is super fun. So my advice will be, if Thomas and team decided to do it again, I will highly recommend it. If next year, just due to the distance, if we're gonna do it at the same location, maybe we'll come, or maybe I'll kick him out. I'll bring my wife and my baby girl. Or if we do somewhere else, maybe, yeah. But great, thank you so much for organizing.
I had a beautiful day with my father, and it was awesome to meet you. And it's pretty sweet to see how great the community is growing up and how well you are performing now. I mean, your videos and clips are getting better and better with every shot, and that's really awesome. And a great opportunity to see you all.
This was a great day, once in a lifetime event, and I hope there will be another event like this.
I think this experience was something completely new, that we got to see the Polo new edition, and also we got to test drive the e-Golf and also Altreon. It was really amazing. If not for him, I think I wouldn't have got this chance to have such a nice experience here. And probably now I know Autogefuehl, and I'm definitely going to subscribe.
Well, a lot of things, a great memory, a great experience for meeting the official team of Autogefuehl, and of course the wonderful presentation of the new Volkswagen Polo, the driving experience of the e-Golf as well. It was an amazing day, amazing event. I hope in the future we have many more. It was a wonderful experience, and I thank you very much for it. Yeah, great memory which I cherish.
Well, I think the whole day was great. So this morning, as I walked towards the Autostadt, as I got close, I was like a little boy, excited, like almost going to a toy store. I was like really excited about the whole day, and I think the day has delivered. Everything was really good, and I'm really quite tired now. So I think that's a good sign that it was a successful day. I think the best part was the factory tour for me, because given that I've bought a car that's going to be manufactured there, I kind of got a glimpse into what the car is going to go through, and it's just really amazing how these factories work.
And now a conclusion from a very special guest, because he was actually the very first person to register to our Autogefühl meets Volkswagen event. So, really great. I mean, I think we posted the video and like 1 hour later or so you were already registered.
Yeah, I woke up at night and I saw your video and I was so immediately excited, and I did not just wait. I registered immediately because I will not miss such like this amazing event. And I hope.
So was it worth it?
Yeah, okay, absolutely. It was amazing day. I never expected to have such enjoy during the presentation, new Polo, and during the driving the electric car, and also in the factory. It was just amazing to see how they produce a huge car production in just 1 hour. They produce about 100 cars. That was amazing. That something I can never forget.
Please fill us in about what you take from this day.
Just so much. Yeah, as with pretty much everyone else, the factory tour was amazing. But for me, I think it was just the representation from VW. I mean, there were so many people from all the different areas. The new Polo presentation was fantastic, and I think just the passion and the energy for the brand, and just being here, it makes you want to be a part of that team. But absolutely amazing. The whole day has been fantastic. So yeah, so pleased that I made it. And thank you to you and everyone. It's just amazing, and it's so nice to sort of see as well a little bit behind the scenes of how the videos are made and the team that are behind you. But yeah, just fantastic. The tour and the history of the brand as well was really good. But yeah, the factory tour was a favourite. So yeah, fantastic. And the fact that I'm staying on for a couple of days as well, just to experience Germany as well. So yeah, great, fantastic.
Glad you enjoyed it.